Hello friends and welcome to the world of science. Myself Kavita Kobone from Gokhale Education Society's HL High School English Medium is going to present the standard 10th lesson number 8 cell biology and biotechnology. In this chapter we are going to cover up cell biology, it means cytology, and about the stem cells. This is the first lecture of this chapter. We start our chapter with the introduction of cell. Cell means the basic structure or structural and functional unit of our body. You have learned the difference between the animal cell and plant cell. In front of you the human cell is there, and in that different organelles are there. Here nucleus, nuclear membrane, chromosome, cytoplasm, all this. All these are called the organelles of cell. In previous standard you have learned that the cells, when they are combining together and performing the similar function, then that group of cells are called as a tissue. That is organization of living things. In that you have learned cell combines and makes the tissue. Last year in 9th standard you have learned about the techniques, that is the tissue culture and genetic engineering. In front of you here one of the diagram which is showing the tissue culture. Here it is shown the tissue culture of banana plant. A banana plant is taken that is called as a source plant, or it can be called as a mother plant. From that mother plant you can see on right side a bulb corn we have taken from it. From that bulb corn we have collected the tissues, and then in the first box the primary treatment we have to give it to that bulb corn. Primary treatment includes the suitable temperature, surrounding, some of the nutrients, whatever is required in the chemical form it is supplied to that bulb corn tissues. From that it is just kept in the bottle, in that they are starting reproducing and they are multiplying. Number of tissues, number of cells are increasing, and then these tissues are performing different functions. In the next box it will come as shooting and rooting. It means they will start forming the root and shoot of a plant. Next, in the next blocks it will come as primary hardening. It means they are made adjustable to the surrounding, so there it will start growing small saplings. Once they will start growing the saplings, they are again taken out and they are given the secondary treatment. In that secondary treatment you can see that the small saplings are shifted into small pots, so they can adjust with the soil. From the soil they started getting the nutrients, and from there they are planted up into the field. Whosoever just purchase it, and there the plant grows. By these techniques the saplings are able to adjust with the surrounding. Maybe any surrounding, maybe any criteria, maybe scarcity of water, maybe the scarcity of some of the nutrients in the soil. It can be anything. So by using this tissue culture we can make this type of plants. These plants can adjust in the required surrounding. Now all these things are possible because of the study of the cell. Now the study of structure, types and organelles of cell is called as a cell biology. That is a branch of a science, and that cell biology is also called as a cytology. This study has brought a revolutionary changes in the field of human health. Because of that, lot of research has done. Now two research institutes we are having, one in Pune and one in Bangalore. The INSTEM, that is one of the institute which is doing the research on cell, that is in Bangalore, and NCCS, that is National Center for Cell Science, that is one of the institute regarding the cell study, is there in Pune. On the website you can get the information regarding these institutes. Regarding the human health or human benefits, the stem cells are considered and stem cells are studied in the cytology. Now first of all we should understand what do you mean by stem cells. These are the special types of cells which are present in the multicellular organisms like us means, okay, and these cells are just giving rise to the other types of cells. Just observe the right side diagram, you can understand it more better there. What happens actually, male gamete and female gamete, they combine, okay, they are the sex cells, they undergo the meiosis process and then they combine it and they form the zygote. Zygote is a single cell. We take birth from that zygote only. So this zygote formation take place from the male and female gamete by the process of meiosis. Now this single cell, that is called as a zygote, that undergo the mitosis process. During that mitosis process, it get divided into multiple cells. This multiple cells makes a mass of cell, and this mass of cells are called as stem cell. They are almost alike, they are totally same. During further development, these cells form any type of cells, different types of tissues, and they perform different functions in the body, and that is called as a differentiation of stem cells. On the left side, you can say that the stem cell is divided into different groups. Means they are forming different tissues, and these tissues are performing different functions. Some are making the neurons, some are making the blood cells, some are the specialized type of cells, some makes the helps in making the bone. Okay, so that how they are divided. And this stage where the zygote is just forming mass of cell, they are the stem cell. That stage is called as a blastocyst stage. So in this stage you will get the stem cells in your body. In the next diagram, you can see that the stem cells are get divided, differentiated, and how they are forming. See here in the blastocyst stage, they all stem cells are present. Blue color one are all stem cells. Now when they get differentiated, means they form the different types of tissues. These tissues perform different works. Some are forming neurons, some are forming epithelial cells, some are blood cells, fat cells, cardiac cells. Like this, they are just get differentiated into these type of cells, this type of tissues. We will see one more diagram. In that you can understand it the whole process very well. Here the fertilization, that is male and female gamete, then the embryo forms, okay, that is zygote. Okay, then zygote is get divided into multiple cells. Here the inner cell mass, they are the stem cells there. Now these stem cells, they get divided into different tissues, and these tissues, they are forming different functions in our body. So here you can see some cells, they are forming ectoderm, that is for making the brain and skin. Then some are forming the mesoderms, which we have learned in the third chapter. Okay, so that layers of that cell, they are forming this muscles and bone, blood. Okay, endoderm, they are forming the lung, gut, liver, and germline, that is forming your sperm or the sex cells in your body. So like this, the stem cells are divided into different tissues. After taking the birth, these stem cells are still in our body. First of all, the first stage when we take birth, we have the umbilical cord, which is just connecting us with our mother. Okay, through that we are going to get the nutrition. In Hindi it is called as naad. So from that we are just getting some blood, and in that blood we are getting that stem cells, so we can collect it from there. The other one is, that is your bones. The bones are having the red bone marrow in that. From that also we can collect the stem cells. And the third one is the adipose connective tissue, which is present in our body, which is storing the fat, and it is giving the insulation to our body. Insulation means the protection from the heat, extreme heat it can be, or maybe from cold. In that also you can get the stem cells. So all these three medium we can get the stem cells. Cells are divided into two types, from where it is getting, that is the source actually. Now during the embryonic stage, if you are getting it, then that they are called as embryonic stem cells. And if you are getting it from an adult person, maybe from his bone marrow, then that cell is called as a adult stem cells. From your blood or from your bone marrow, if you are taking it, then it is called as adult stem cells. So like these two types of stem cells, embryonic and adult stem cells. Now we will learn about the embryonic stem cells. Here this diagram you have just seen, male female gamete, then the meiosis take place, we get the zygote, then division of zygote starts, and thereby it get converted into embryo. Now the cells of embryo undergo the mitotic division, and they form different stem cells. This process starts from day 1, it goes on till day 14. So one single cell get converted into multiple cells. These cells are called embryonic stem cells. Now there are near about 220 different types of embryonic stem cells are present in that blastocyst stage. After that the differentiation process start. Here in the diagram you can understand it. Then these 220 different types of cells, they get grouped and they form the different tissues. Then these tissues, cells of different organs like the osteocytes, that is the group of cells which is helpful in forming the bone cells. Hepatocytes that will form the liver cells, and neurons that will form from the differentiation process. Many more are there, they are just example. So you just imagine from one single zygote 220 different types of embryonic stem cells are developed, and these stem cells are primary type of undifferentiated cells which having the self multiplying ability. They are called as the parent cells of all types of human cells. So this property of stem cells is called as a pluripotency. It has been found that if these stem cells are collected well before the beginning of differentiation on 14th day, that is during 5th or 7th day, and cultured with certain biochemical stimulus in laboratory, as per the stimulus they can transform themselves into desired types of cells, thereby tissues, and finally into organs. Just observe the diagram, you can understand it very well. Here in the diagram you can see the embryo. From that embryo, in between 5th to 7th day, that stem cells are collected. They are given some biochemical stimulus to it. According to that, they are giving the response to that stimulus. Okay, stem cells are giving the response, and then we can get the required tissues, and from that tissues we can get your required organ. It is there. So you can make cardiac cells, means heart can be stronger, or whatever required quality you want. You can make the stem cells convert into muscle cells by giving that stimulus, so that these muscles, whichever they will form, they will be strong one. We can give the intelligence to the nerve cells also, which is given to that stem cells, and these stem cells from the good nerve cells, and the good nerve cells will give a intelligence to our brain, means a good brain can be formed over there. So all this is possible because of the cytology or the cell biology and the study of cell. Now we will see the uses of stem cells, that is for the regenerative therapy. Regenerative itself you can understand, to regenerate something. So in that the cell therapy first one comes. In that we are just replacing the dead cells in some of the conditions which is given over here. First one we can say that the Parkinson disease. Parkinson disease means it is affecting the central nervous system, and because of that the body movement is affected. So continuously shivering we can say. Okay, holding capacity of some of the things is lost. Second we can say the diabetes, you know that. Next one is the myocardial infarction. In myocardial infarction, that is a blockage of blood flow to the heart. That is also a type of disease. Next one is the Alzheimer's disease, in that the memory is lost, means we forget the things very fast. So all these things are because of the dead cells present in that part. So to remove that, we can use the stem cell therapy, and we can replace these dead cells from there. Regenerative therapy is also used to produce blood in required conditions like the anemia, thalassemia, leukemia. Okay, so in that conditions also this therapy can be used. Anemia means there the blood doesn't have the enough RBCs. Thalassemia means here also it is a blood disorder in which the oxygen carrying protein, that is the hemoglobin, that they are less in number. So for that disease also we can use the stem cell therapy. The leukemia, it is a type of cancer which is there in the tissues, those who are forming the blood, and here the person is having a less ability to fight against the infection. And here some more are given, that if in burn victims, skin cell, to produce the skin cells, it can be used to produce the nerve cells, that is in Parkinson paralysis, then retinal cells, that is in the blindness. Like this, the stem cell therapy is very useful in the bringing the revolutionary changes in the human health. So the cytology, it is very useful for us. Next most important use of stem cells are, that is organ transplantation. As we have just now studied that on the 5th and 7th day, in between that, if you will just collect that stem cells of the specific organ and just give some biochemical stimulus to it, according to that we can produce that organ which is failed in that body, and we can just transplant that organ over there. But because for doing all these things, the stem cells has to be collected of that person only. So like a blood bank, we are having the stem cell bank also. If your stem cells are preserved there, then in your body, if any organ damages, then that organ can be cultured by the scientific method, and you can get the organ which is required to your body if the donor is not available to us. Now we will just have a quick recap of our video. We have learned about the cell, then tissue, cytology, a branch of biology, stem cells, types of stem cells, that is embryonic stem cell, adult stem cell, and all this in detail. Hope you must have understood it well. So your assignment is to read the lesson again and again. Hope you have liked the video and understood it very well. Stay home, stay safe. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe it. Thank you.